But the people that were watching on TV, those that knew. But I would say, Conrad, you'd have to be a really hardcore fan, to know that referee was the promoter's kid, because Conrad, I went as Jeff Leonard on TV.
Okay.
And in spot shows. So, Conrad, we're not even, it's such a different era. It's kayfabe. For a lot of people, that's the guy that sets up the ring and gets lucky to referee a few matches around the territory. Again, those that knew, but the general paying audience, I don't even want to call it the casual fan, the weekly fans, some knew, some didn't know. Because, how many times was I in Louisville in my entire high school deal? 30 times. But I'd come in the back. So Evansville, same deal. They didn't know. But kind of when the angle was shot as, boom, this referee's getting beat up, and then the realization and the way Lance, and look, I've, through the years thought back on this, the way Lance and Dave Brown, and that's the promoter's kid, a lot of people are like, oh, God almighty, Dundee's going to get his ass whipped by the King. He beat up, just the story. Everybody can relate to their kid getting beat up, and my dad's got one eye, and the promoter and kind of retired wrestler. But the King is going to come back and kick the living crap out of these two heels. That's the emotional connection. I say all that to say that long promo, was after all this, but the story that was told during this, 90 days of me stepping into the business, Conrad, I'm just lucky, man. I mean, that was my first angle. And to kind of have that authenticity and emotion involved, and the King of Memphis, you just think of all the people, Lawler, it's and during this time, people, I think, with his health situation going on, and people, they know him as the Attitude Era, and him and JR and the Great, but, just a different era. Lawler was Michael Jordan, Muhammad Ali, Elvis, whatever you want to say, of Memphis. And so just to kind of be put in that conversation, and then, the next step in this progression of the storyline, everybody's talking about the bloodline storyline. I'm not comparing at all. I'm just kind of saying, when storylines get going, the progression was the referee got beat up, and this and this and this, and Lawler came back, and then all of a sudden I do that promo, which, Jesus, again, why the hell did he let me talk that long? But the story of don't quit, here's this kid going to step back in. They wrote a good story. I'm saying all that to say Mole Man and Lawler was right in the middle of all of it. And who knows, maybe more so than my dad, as far as writing the story. They wrote it 50-50. Just is a, blurring the lines of a real story. And that's, I got emotional on today's situation, but I look back on it, and that's what this podcast is supposed to be, is I got lucky to be in that kind of story.